What's a negative comment that people keep making about you? A comment that you cannot let go of and that haunts you, maybe since you were a child. Thumbs up if at least one instantly comes to mind. Today I want to tell you about 4 things I've been told so many times that I started believing them. And over the time they grew into some of my biggest insecurities. When I spoke to my friend the other day, we realized that everyone has these insecurities, these vulnerable spots. But what's so special about them is that they were solely caused by other people. For example, for her, it was the statement, "You look like a boy. Du siehst wie ein Junge aus." She would have never come to think of this as an... Excuse me. It's 12 o'clock on a Sunday and this is Germany, for God's sake! She would have never come to think of that as an issue herself, if it wasn't for others constantly pointing it out. They didn't even mean it in a bad way, I guess. At least not all of them. But it hurt her, or let's say it confused her. Because up to this day, she always has this comment in her head. And I can relate to that a lot. So let's look into my head, shall we? You look like you're about to cry. Du siehst so aus, als würdest du gleich anfangen zu weinen. Seriously, I cannot count how many times I've heard that one. Sometimes people refer to the sound of my voice, sometimes it's my eyes, or in general the look on my face. You cannot believe that? Well, here are some comments. Not impressed yet? Okay, have some more! So yeah, it's obvious that I get that a lot. And I guess there is some truth to that. My eyes are indeed ridiculously sensitive. They tear up quickly and I blink more than the average person. Hello, my name is Svenja. How are you today? So I get it. To outsiders, it may look like I'm sad or I'm trying to fight back my tears when in reality, I'm having a great day. It's not the worst thing you can be told, I understand that. But it haunts me anyway, especially when I'm in a situation where I want to appear professional and show self-confidence. Like during a job interview or a presentation at work. But no matter how prepared I am, there's always this little voice in my head saying, "Don't fool yourself. You look like you're about to cry. You look broken. They will not take you seriously in a million years." Not saying that crying is a sign of weakness, but you get the point. So yeah, this insecurity definitely fuels my social anxiety and my self-consciousness and my fear of rejection. Another one is even worse though. I partly understand when people point out that I look sad. Maybe they're just worried, you know? They care. But this one, I'll never get it. "Svenja, you're so quiet. Why don't you say something? Svenja, du bist so leise. Sag doch mal was. Halt du doch einfach die Fresse." If you're an introvert like me, you're probably familiar with that one. "Svenja, du bist so leise. Sag doch mal was." I remember hearing that so many times, especially when I was younger. That hurt. For example, from teachers at school or from my family when I was sitting at the table with all these other people having a heated discussion. And it always made me mad. Why am I so quiet? Why are you so loud? Can we just be who we are? You know, being an extrovert is so much more socially accepted than being an introvert. But it's not like we're doing something wrong. It's good that people are different. So let's not criticize one another for something where there's no right or wrong. You know, saying please stop talking to somebody that's constantly babbling is considered rude. But criticizing somebody for being quiet or even kind of forcing them to say something, that's alright, I guess. The kids at school that just shout their answers without raising their hands usually got the better grades. Participation! Doesn't matter how precious or intelligent you are, if you don't shout what you know, it's as if you don't know anything. Sorry, I think I got carried away a little bit. I guess that's a topic for a video on its own. I'm just really frustrated by how introverts are treated sometimes. Why are you so quiet? Why don't you say something? Well, the answer is simple. I'm not saying anything because I don't want to, or I'm not ready yet. It's not like, "Oh, thank you, Karen. I totally forgot to unmute my microphone. Finally, I can also speak to you guys." I mean, maybe Karen has good intentions, but to me it always feels embarrassing. You see, the fact that this random person thought that I needed a push from them to do something as simple as talking seems patronizing to me. It involves a sense of superiority because they themselves decided that I needed their support without me asking for it. But then again, of course, I only see this from my perspective as an introvert, so maybe I'm too judgy. Have you maybe encouraged somebody to say something before? Or have you been told to stop being so quiet? Tell me about your thoughts and experiences in the comments. The next statement is about looks again. Wow, you're so pale. Why don't you get some sun sometimes? Du bist ja blass. Warum gehst du nicht mal in die Sonne? Believe it or not everybody who's pale avoids the sun. We have the sun inside of us, alright? I have always been pale. And when my first daughter was born, people started pointing it out right away as well.
Die ist aber blass. Sie sieht ja ganz grau aus.
Hey, what about she's cute? She has beautiful eyes. She looks like you or something like that instead. Yep, she's pale. I'm pale. She's pale. We're all pale. Can we go on with our lives now? What bothers me most about this comment is not that I'm constantly reminded that I'm pale. That's okay, I'm alright with being pale. It's what some people seem to connect with it. They just automatically assume that I never go outside or that I'm sick. In addition to the, oh, you look like you're about to cry thing, it makes me afraid that I appear ill and fragile all the time, even when I want to be strong and confident. Last but not least, let's talk about these guys. My jug ears, meine Segelohren. Literally sail ears in German. To be fair, it's actually just two people from my family who said something negative about my ears. My grandmother and my biological father. As early as when I was a baby, my father urged my mom to make me undergo cosmetic surgery to have my ears set back, you know, which she didn't, luckily. And then later, when I was going to school already, my grandmother used every opportunity to pick on my ears. I guess there's just ear people. Like, you know, most people don't care, but they do a lot.
Steck deine Haare nicht immer so hinter die Ohren, sonst stehen die bald noch mehr ab.
Is what she used to say. Don't push your hair behind your ears, that's only gonna make them protrude more. So what? Just call me Dumbo. I still remember those moments so vividly because they left me puzzled. You know, just could you please not? Funnily enough, you guys have had only nice things to say about my ears. Thank you. Whenever I made a comment about them in one of my videos, you calmed me down. It's not really that bad, or you even said that they're cute, like when they sneakily poke through my hair. But the fact that I still cannot let go of the negative comments two people made shows how damaging this stuff can be, especially when you hear it as a child and from somebody you trust. So I guess the moral of this video is don't go around making careless comments about people, be it with them around or behind their backs. It doesn't matter how sure you are that they'll never get to hear this, they still might. Think twice before you point something out, even if the urge to express a somewhat funny thought is strong. Been there, done that. Put yourself in the shoes of the other person. What could my statement do to them? Maybe instead of Svenja, isn't that this super pale girl that never says a word? Go for, is that this girl that sits next to Max? Or isn't that this German girl that speaks English fluently? You know, turn it into something neutral or positive. Otherwise, remember that being quiet is always an option. Anyway, I really hope that you liked this video and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Bye!